Coming at you live from my kitchen in Skeleton City. Well, today is the day. After months and months and months of me talking about my wife, who some of you think don't exist, well, now you guys finally get to meet her. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to Mrs. Skeleton. Say hi to everyone at home.
Hi.
So she's going to be showing you guys the famous Tier 1 veggie recipe I've been telling everyone about. So what are you cooking today?
Today is a vegetable stir fry with my chili garlic sauce.
All right, so get out your cutting boards, fire up your woks, and let's get cooking. All right, what are we starting with?
So first, gather up all your veggies. This is the assortment of veggies I typically like to use. So I have mushrooms, these carrot chips, onion, bell pepper, you could use any color, zucchini, and bok choy. And you can really change out any of these depending on what veggies you like or what you have on hand. Like I'm using baby bok choy, but you could easily substitute this for cabbage or broccoli or some other kind of leafy green if you prefer. So first we'll slice one zucchini. And then we'll do like 4 or 5 mushrooms. And give those a slice too. Okay, and we'll throw those in with the zucchini. And next we'll do the carrot chips. I usually do like 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup, and I like these carrot chips because they just look fancy, like they have the ridges on them. But you could just use regular sliced carrots too. Okay, and the bok choy, just give that a rough chop too. Okay, so here's all those veggies chopped up. Now I usually start cooking the onion and the pepper first, so I'm just gonna chop those and put those in a separate bowl. We're just gonna do chunks for the bell pepper, not too small. And then we're gonna do 1/2 of a yellow onion. And just a rough chop for that as well. Okay, so all the veggies are ready to stir fry. Okay, so I like to cook everything in this wok. It's nice and big so it holds all the veggies well. But if you have a big frying pan, that'll work good too. I'm gonna turn the heat on medium-high. And since we're cooking with no oil, I'm gonna use a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan just so the vegetables don't stick. And then once the water starts bubbling a little bit, that means it's nice and hot. So I'm gonna start putting in my onions and peppers. And I'll just saute those for a little bit in the water until the onions start becoming more translucent. Just stirring every minute or so to make sure everything gets evenly cooked. Okay, so the onions are a little bit more see-through. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the rest of the veggies that we chopped up. And then just stir everything together and get those onions and peppers mixed in. Now you can see why I use a wok, because it really does make a lot of vegetables, but by the time they get all cooked, it's gonna shrink down a lot more. And again, just keep stirring this every so often, making sure nothing gets stuck to the sides. And if it is absorbing some of the water, go ahead and add a little splash more so nothing's getting burnt onto the bottom. Okay, and again, that's gonna cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna get the sauce ready while the vegetables are cooking. This is everything you need. The first thing is minced garlic. You could use fresh or just the stuff out of the jar. Soy sauce or tamari for gluten-free. This is the chili garlic sauce that we're using. It looks like that. I've also seen this brand. This is like the same brand as sriracha, but either or, they taste the same. And then some cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit, some ground ginger, and a little bit of crushed red pepper. And I almost forgot sugar. Okay, so first you're gonna do 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And you're gonna mix that with 2 tablespoons of water so it makes a nice slurry. It should be pretty runny like that. And then I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I just keep mixing everything as I go. We're gonna do half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And just a pinch of crushed red pepper. Mine has slots, so I just do like a couple shakes. We don't really like spicy here. And then I do a teaspoon of garlic and a teaspoon of the chili garlic sauce. And then we're gonna do 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, so the sauce should look like this. It's gonna be pretty runny, but once you get it cooking, it's gonna thicken up a lot. Okay, the veggies look good. They're tender but crisp, and you want most of the water absorbed in the cooking. So we're gonna take the sauce we made. You're gonna wanna give it another little stir so the cornstarch gets mixed in. And then pour it over the top of the veggies. And if there's a little sugar left in the bowl, I'll just get a little dash of water in there to get the rest of that out. And then just give it a good mix. You can see how the sauce really thickens up once it gets cooking a little. So it's like a nice glaze over the veggies. I'm just gonna turn the heat down a little. Okay, and once the sauce is nice and mixed in, the last thing I add is some green onions. I actually like to take some clean kitchen scissors and just chop it up right over the pan. Okay, and then give those a nice last mix. And that's pretty much it. This makes about 2 to 4 servings, depending on like if you're eating it with more stuff, like maybe you're tier 2 and you're gonna eat it with some rice or some potatoes or starches, or maybe even tier 3, you could add in some chicken breast or some shrimp or even tofu. Any kind of lean protein works really well in this dish too, but honestly, it's really good on its own. What do you think, Mr. Skeleton?
Wow, Mrs. Skeleton, color me impressed. Of all the tier 1 veggie stir fries I've eaten over the last year and a half, this one really takes the low-fat cake.
Glad to hear it. So I hope you guys give this recipe a shot. I think you'll really like it. Again, it's versatile, so whatever veggies you want to use, whatever proteins you want to use if you're tier 3. You could even increase the spice level if you like. And then I'm currently eating in tier 1, so I'll have this stir fry with some steamed veggies. Usually I'll do some steamed baby carrots and steamed broccoli, but I'm out of broccoli today, so I'm just doing steamed baby carrots and steamed green beans. And alongside that, I usually do a big salad with a spring mix of assorted greens and also some classic iceberg salad mix. I usually do some cucumbers and baby tomatoes on top of the salad. And then a fat-free salad dressing. Today I'm using Italian. And that is my tier 1 skeleton diet dinner with my stir fry. So yeah, thanks for watching.
See, Mrs. Skeleton, who would have known that eating low fat could be so delicious?
That's right, even a bonehead could do it.
And where can everybody find this recipe at?
I will put it on the website so everybody can see all the measurements and everything, and you can just read along on there.
And what's the website called?
skeletondiet.com.
All right, you heard it here, skeletondiet.com. So thanks for watching, guys, and bon appetit, and stay bony.
What he said.